Greetings, my fellow YouTubers. This is No Ledge here. Today I'm going to be talking about epilepsy awareness. And the reason for that is I myself am an epileptic. For those who don't know, epilepsy has to do with seizures and can also cause other disabilities as well, just like other disabilities can cause seizures, which can ultimately lead to epilepsy. I myself have dealt with it since I was a young lad at the age of 9. When I was diagnosed, I had never heard the word. I didn't know what was going on with me. I'm 25. To this day, I still don't know what's going on with me. There are days it's very hard to sleep. There are days I can barely keep my eyes open. And then there are days like this where it's muy perfecto. To an extent. Now, I'm not really sure how to say this, but the part that makes it hard for me to say this is there are many out there with epilepsy, just like there are many out there with other medical disabilities such as depression, anxiety, bipolar, cerebral palsy, Down syndrome, just to name a few. There are many other disabilities out there, of course. Those being the most common, and even after but going back to the point at hand, even after all these years, we still know very little about epilepsy because it has to do with the brain. And the more we learn about the human brain, the more we map it, the more we learn about the human genome. The more we learn about the genome, the more we learn about other disabilities. The more we learn about other disabilities, the more we can over time learn about epilepsy. Now, there is a lady on TED Talks who is from Africa who she herself has seizures and is epileptic. If it was not for watching her video, I myself would not be recording this video. I just want to put out there for the entire world, the entire internet to see. I am just like you. I am a person. I treat others with the respect that I believe I deserve. If I am being belittled and made fun of, I take it and I say thank you. May I please have another? If there's one thing the epilepsy has done for me, on the positive side, it has made me more open to suggestion, more open to ideas, and the possibility that maybe there is something better out there. It may not be here yet, but it will be someday. I myself have been on multiple medications, and over a certain period of time, they all stop working. And that is why I myself am an advocate for the use of certain medical items. I mean, after all, California's gone through with it. Colorado's has gone the full 100 yards. Cali's only gone has only hit the 50-yard line. Texas is barely at the 25. There's still a long stretch of road ahead of us. But I digress. I'm here to tell you about my story. There are many things that I, of course, won't go into detail about, just as there are several things I want to go into detail about. But at this point in time, I apologize for all the pauses. I'm trying to collect my thoughts. That is another thing that can happen with epilepsy itself, is you can blink out, forget what you're trying to say, have trouble with memory, speech impediments. There are many things that can happen. And for those who don't know what a seizure is caused by a misfire of the synapses in the brain. The synapses are what control the norepinephrine and endorphins of the brain, what gives you the energy to move on. And when those misfire, it doesn't create a meltdown of the brain as many people believe. Instead, say for example, this here, my hand, is a nerve cell. The synapses is right before the cell. Didn't really snap, but oh, that's why. Hands are a little sweaty. And just like this. Come on, fingers. What is wrong with you today? There we go. And just like that. It happens. Take, for example, that last snap being the one that pulls you out of the seizure, and all the others being the misfires. Imagine that happening all over your brain, not knowing where it is or what's causing it. That is my life. That is the life of every epileptic. And for those who also don't know, almost 1/4 of the entire world population has epilepsy. And we still know so little about it. 1 in 26 are diagnosed every day with epilepsy, whether it be through a recurring disability or in an adolescent form. Either way, it's not easy to live with. And I will tell you personally, I've had my fair share of seizures. I have no memory of them. And as a 25-year-old, my seizures have caused me to have on occasion, the mental capacity of a 19-year-old. And due to that, I see myself as having lost 6 years of my life due to memory, because I can't find it. I can't remember it. And if you think you have memory problems, you're very, very, very wrong. That is just another example of what the epilepsy has done to me. On occasion, I stutter, and that is why I try to keep my mouth moving as little as possible, so as to prevent that. It still happens, though, as you noticed. But all in all, what I'm trying to say is, if you have a family member, a friend, or a loved one who has been diagnosed with epilepsy or onset epilepsy, if they start seizing, don't freak out, don't laugh. Step away, give them room, let them be, and ensure that they are not biting or choking on their own tongue. Because if they bite their own tongue, there is a chance that it could lead to them choking on it, suffocate, and die. And whatever you do, do not, I repeat, do not hold them down. There is a very high likelihood that either you will get something broken or you will break something of theirs. And before I end this video today, I'd like to say to all those epileptics out there, keep on trucking. And if you ever need advice, please make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment leave a comment below. And as always, seize the moment. Always seize the moment.